Hello everyone, a very good afternoon. And now we start today's lecture. Now, before going on to today's lecture, as always, we'll try to have a recap of what we did in the last class. A quick recap. In the last class, we were discussing the uses of dimensional equation. And the first use that we discussed was, what was that? The first use we discussed was how we can change units from one system to other system, kilometer per hour, meter per second, kg meter per second square to centimeter gram per second square. Yes, that was the first use that we discussed. We had also solved some problems. I hope it is clear. Anyone has any doubts in that? Please let me know. The second use which we were discussing was to check the correctness of an equation. The second use was to check correctness of the equation, and we had seen some very important results there to check the correctness of an equation. And I said that we'll continue with this topic in the next class, and that is exactly what we are going to do to check the correctness of an equation. Instead of starting the class with the new whiteboard, since we had not completed point number 2, we'll go on with the same whiteboard as well. So in the last class we had seen and we had made some observation. What we are going to do is write those observations so that they remain embedded in our head. Let me start with the new whiteboard. So write under point 2, checking the correctness of an equation, important points. What are the important points that we must remember while we are checking the correctness of an equation? Very important point, beta. And I always tell you, simple things lead to bigger things. The first important point is, if an equation, I will write short, is dimensionally correct, if an equation is dimensionally correct, it may be, why I'm using the term maybe, physically correct. So, yes, Tinku, what happened? I was not able to see your last chat. If an equation is physically correct, but I can't speak Telugu, I'm sorry. I can't speak in Telugu. I don't know the language. So I'll have to speak in English. I'm really sorry about that. Okay, if an equation is dimensionally correct, it may be physically correct. So an example for it is S is equal to U T plus half A T square, where everything means S means displacement, U means velocity, T means time, half is a number, A is acceleration, T is time. So this equation is dimensionally correct. At the same time, it is also physically correct. We understand this first point? Everyone, give me a hands up, give me a shake, or give me whatever that waving thing is. Yes, we understand this point. Great, 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 great. Only 2 participants have understood the point. That is so bad. I'll again repeat it. If an equation is dimensionally correct, it may be physically correct as well. Why maybe? Because comes the second point. If an equation is dimensionally, and I'll write short form for dimensionally, If an equation is dimensionally correct, it, again I'll use the same word, maybe, it may be, in both the cases I've used maybe beta. Please mark these small points. You might miss them, so I just highlight them. It may be, maybe what? It may be physically wrong. Why it may be physically wrong? Because there might be a term coming which does not have any dimension, and we can write it like this. For example, same equation, if I write S is equal to ut plus at square, you will find that this equation is also dimensionally correct, but it is physically wrong. Am I clear? It can be S is equal to ut plus half at square. It can be S is equal to ut minus half at square as well, or minus 1 by 4 at square as well. Anything. It may be dimensionally correct, but physically wrong. Everyone with me on this? Shall I move ahead? Okay, if anyone has doubt, please ask on my WhatsApp, on my message. Astik is the ID that you must be looking at, not Astik Udenia. I can't see that ID. Okay, third and the most important point. Vaishnav, I've given examples. I've given 2 examples. Do you want more examples? You can make any number of more examples in the second case. In the second case, you can make many type of more examples. F is equal to ma by 2. This equation is dimensionally correct, physically wrong. You can think of anything. V is equal to u by 2 plus at. This equation is also physically wrong, but dimensionally correct. Are you getting my point? V is equal to u plus at by 2. Dimensionally correct, physically wrong. Shall we move ahead? So basically, it is getting wrong by this number. The number does not have any dimension, so it does not create any problem with dimensions. So it may be physically wrong. That takes us to the third point. And can anyone guess what would be the third point? If an equation, short form, is dimensionally wrong, so dimension wise it is wrong, then can you fill up the blanks? What will happen next? If the equation is dimensionally wrong, then definitely, not maybe, then definitely it is physically also wrong. Yes. So for an equation to be correct, the first condition is it must be dimensionally correct. If it is dimensionally wrong, everything goes away. It cannot be correct. Can anyone give me an example of something of this nature? When an equation is dimensionally wrong, you can think of several examples. For example, S is equal to ut squared plus at. Now look at this equation. If you check its dimensions, you will find that the dimension of S is L, dimension of U is LT minus 1. I multiply it by t squared. Dimension of A is, which is acceleration, LT minus 1. LT minus 2. multiplied by t. Now you check the dimension of left hand side and right hand side. The dimensions are not matching. This is LT plus LT minus 1. This cannot be added to this, dimensionally wrong. On this side we have L. So this equation has to be definitely wrong. Are you getting my point? If an equation is dimensionally wrong, it is also definitely physically wrong. Everyone understand this? I'll give you a question on this then. Shall we go ahead with the question? Anyone has any doubt? Okay. Now look at the question. What does the question ask? Question. And the question is simple. F is force. Someone has given this formula for force. mv by r. F is force. Vignesh, I'm giving an example. F is the force. M is mass. V is velocity. R is radius or length. Can you tell me, all of you, the question, is this equation possible? Or is there a possibility that this equation is correct? Is this equation possible? If yes, give the reason. If no, give the reason. Ajay says no. Someone else also said no. I was not able to see because I was writing. No, sir, not possible. Vignesh says, you have to give me the reason as well, Vignesh or Ajay, why this equation is not possible. Everyone, you have to also give me the reason for that. Bhavya also says that, sir, this is not possible. Reason is important. Dhyan se bachcho, reason is important in physics. Yes, Ajay says dimensionally is wrong. Santosh also says dimensionally is wrong. Vignesh also gives me the same reason. He is telling me about the dimensions. Great. That means if the equation is dimensionally wrong, it has to be definitely wrong. Let us solve it and see for ourselves the answer. Yes or no, it is not possible. F is force. The dimension of force is M, L, T minus 2. Don't ask me, sir, we don't know the dimension of force. I've given you enough time. I've shared the PDF. All the dimensions were there. You must now remember simple dimensions. Force, mass, acceleration, velocity, energy, power, work. At least this much you must remember. And I won't listen to any excuses, sir, I don't remember. If you don't remember, go and remember it. MLT minus 2 is force. Mass is M. Velocity LT minus 1 divided by R is length. Radius is length L. So here we have MT minus 1. There we had MLT minus 2. Left hand side is not equal to right hand side in dimensions. This equation is not possible. Am I clear? Everyone understands this? Shall I move ahead with the next question? Okay. Here comes the next question. Question number 2. Check. So you have to check if F is equal to mv square by 2R is correct. So you have to give me the entire logic. You have to check and give me the entire answer. If it is possible or not possible, entire thing has to be described. Check if mv square by r by 2 is correct or possible or not. And your time starts now. Santosh is already with an answer, not possible. Santosh again says no. See, also remember one more thing, beta, especially in physics. Bhavya also says no, sir. Remember one thing in physics, and that's a very important thing. Please mark it. Important, very important. Answer doesn't matter. In physics, answer is the last thing that I'm concerned about. I'm not concerned about your answer. I'm concerned about the logic that gave you that answer. I'm not concerned with your answer. Yes, Vignesh is on the right track. Great, Vignesh. I'm not concerned with your answer. No. Answer may be right, answer may be wrong. To hell with the answer. Your logic must be correct. In short, there are 3 steps that you must take to crack any exam. The first one is right concept. You must apply the right concept. Second one is get the right answer. And third one is do it in the right time. Right time means you have to do it in the given time. 3 steps. You are in the first step. Answer is on the second step. First step, apply the right logic. Get me the right logic, and that is more than enough at this point in time. And I'll tell you what is good, what is bad afterward. So, is the answer correct or not? Is this equation possible or not? F is force. Dimension is m, l, t minus 2 equates. M is mass, m. V is velocity, L, t minus 1. The entire thing squared. Divided by 2 does not have any dimension. Forget about it. R, the dimension is of L. M, L square, t minus 2 divided by L. L say L gets cancelled. On the left hand side, I have the, oh, I made a mistake. How do I erase it? Eraser. Great. Draw. Great. On the left hand side, I have MLT minus 2. On the right hand side, I also have MLT minus 2. So dimensionally, this equation is correct. Dimensionally, this equation is correct. Dimensionally correct. But 2 है यहाँ पे, but the 2 should not be there. The correct equation is, you might not be knowing, this is the equation for centripetal force. F is equal to mv square by r. This is the correct equation. I know it. You'll also know it after a few days. This is the correct equation. So what equation was given to us was dimensionally correct, but physically it was wrong because we knew the correct equation. So as an answer, what we will write, this equation is dimensionally correct. It may be physically correct. It may be physically wrong. But since I know that this is wrong, I will definitely write this is physically wrong. Take a pause. Have you understood it? The logic and the answer? Anyone has any doubts on this? Santosh says yes. Santosh, remember, right answer, right logic, right answer, right time. We are on the first step, which is the right concept. We must apply the right concept. That is the first thing that we do. Apply the right concept. Forget about the answer. Answer will come. We got this. How we check the dimensions of an equation, and if it is wrong, it is dimensionally wrong. It is wrong. If it is right dimensionally, it may be correct. Shall we move ahead with our class? Anyone has any doubts? Anyone has any doubts? Okay, Tanushi. Let us move. We have already seen 2 uses. Let us see the third use. Third use of dimensional analysis. And that is very simple to find. Here I am actually clubbing 2 uses together to find units and dimensions of unknown physical quantities or constant. There are some physical constants like universal gravitational constant, like charge, like mass of a charge. There are optimum number of universal constants. We can find the units and dimensions of these unknown constants, not the value beta, but we can find the units and dimensions of these unknown constants. The question is how? So there must be some equation given to you. So let me take an example. And what example I'll take? I'll take the simplest example of the simplest constant, G M1 M2 by R square. We all know this equation. This equation is the universal law of gravitation. F stands for what? Force. G stands for universal gravitational constant. M1 and M2, both of them are masses. And R is the distance between them. From this information, I know that this equation is correct, both dimensionally and physically. Yes, it was given by Newton beta. Can you find out the dimensions of G, dimension and unit of G? The question is finding the dimensions and units or unit of capital G, which is universal gravitational constant. Your time starts now. If you can do it, very well. Else, I'll help you out. You have to find the units and dimensions of G. Units and dimensions of G. Do you need help or will you be able to do it on your own? Okay, Shavya is with an answer. Dimension is of force as LHS is equal to RHS. Yes, we have to apply the same concept. Yes, Swati. M-1 L cube T minus 2. I don't remember the unit or dimension. So M-1 L cube T minus 2. Okay, everyone is getting almost the same answer. Let us see how to do it. F is force. Dimension is M L T minus 2. G we don't know. So let us write it as G only. We'll find out this G. M1 and M2 are masses. So this is M multiplied by M. So this becomes M squared divided by R is the distance. Distance is length. So it is length squared. And now it's a very simple thing. You have to get the value of G, the units and dimensions of G. So from here you can write G will be equal to this L square will go here, this M square will come in the denominator, and your answer would be M minus 1 L cubed T minus 2. Everyone got the same answer? Or anyone has a different answer to this? Please come up. Akhilesh says what? Akhilesh has raised hand. Yes, beta, you got the same answer, Akhilesh? Everyone got the same answer? Yes, yes, yes. So we got the dimensions of exactly same, Vignesh, very good. So we got the dimensions of G. Now we can also write the unit of G. Mass का SI unit is kg. So kg minus 1. Length का SI unit is meter. So it is meter cubed. Time का SI unit is seconds. So it's second raised to the power minus 2. So I can write G in this form. This will be the unit of G. So I found out the unit of G. Unit is very simple. Once you get dimension, just put the unit of those dimensions. And this one was the dimensions of G. Am I clear? Right? Now, here just one more thing. Just one more thing over here. Now this force was, I could have also done the question like this. Force was G M1 M2 by R square. I could have also done it like this. I could have written G as F into R square by M1 into M2. Now I could have written Newton for force. Unit of force is Newton. Meter square is for R square. Divided by mass into mass is kg square. So I could have also written the unit of G. This is not the dimension of G in this fashion. We understand this? How did I achieve this result? Very simple. I just got the value of G and I wrote it in this form. Please remember, beta, I write it like this. M minus 1 L cube T minus 2, or I write it like this. I write it kg minus 1 meter cube second minus 2, or I write it dimension, or I write it like this. I'm talking, yes, I'm talking about the same quantity. Okay. Got this? Everyone got this? So this is the SI unit of G. Remember in the last class, I gave you a question of the DBP and then we did not do it. This is the SI unit of G. Newton meter square per kg square. That is the SI unit of G. The next question is, what is the CGS unit? Now from this, can you tell me, applying some common sense? Physics is beta all about common sense. You know the SI unit of G right there is in front of you. Can you help me out with the CGS unit of G? And your time starts now. CGS unit of G. Let's see who gets it first. SI unit is already there on your whiteboards. You have to get me the CGS unit of G. Anyone with an answer? Anyone? CGS unit of G. So how do I get the CGS unit of G? Remember what is Newton force ka unit in CGS? It is known as Dian. Dian, yes. Yes, Ajay, Dian. Then instead of meter, it should be centimeter. So dian centimeter square. Here is very good, Hinduja. Very good. That's correct. Dian centimeter square per, instead of kilogram, it must be gram per gram square. So this becomes the CGS unit of capital G. It's written in the form of dian. Now, if I go back to the previous thing, if I want to write it in the CGS form, this unit, you see it was kilogram inverse. So now it becomes gram inverse. It was meter cube. It becomes centimeter cube. It was second minus 2. Second remains second. So this becomes the CGS unit of G. So if you understand the dimension, yes, Vignesh, you are absolutely correct. If you understand the dimension, you can get the unit in a flash. Everyone with me on this? Akhilesh, you have been raising hand for quite a while. Tell me, beta, what's your problem? Akhilesh, Bhaskar Gupta, or have you forgotten how to lower it? We all understand this concept of finding the units and dimensions of physical quantity. What you want me to repeat, Shavya? Let me write it here. G in SI unit was Newton meter square per kg squared. In CGS, it becomes Newton की जगह dian, मीटर की जगह सेंटीमीटर, kg की जगह grams. Or in SI unit, it was kg inverse, meter cube, second raised to the power minus 2. In CGS, it will become gram inverse, centimeter cube, meter की जगह centimeter, second की जगह second minus 2. Am I clear with this concept of how do I get the dimension and unit of an unknown quantity? Shall we move ahead? Okay, one more example, and I hope everyone can give me the answer to this one. And what is the question here? Question number 2. S is equal to ut square plus 1 by 3. Oh, instead of u, I write it a plus 1 by 2 bt cube. This is a correct equation. I am telling you. This is a correct equation, both dimensionally as well as physically. Please don't ask such equation kaise aaya. You will be able to know. It is A beta, A and B. So S stands for displacement. A we don't know. So question mark. T is time. B I don't know. Question mark. T is time. Half is a number. You have to find the dimensions of A and B. So the question is finding dimensions of A and B. Beta, I have already told you A is unknown. We don't know what is A. We don't know what is B. Whenever I write A, it doesn't mean it is acceleration. A can be anything, Vaini. Yes, Vaini. So A is an unknown, B is an unknown. You are supposed to tell me the dimensions of A and B, and your time starts now. This equation is dimensionally correct. Mark my words, this equation is correct. Yes, Hinduja is there with an answer. A is empty minus 2. Looks correct. Hinduja ka chat disappeared. I must go back. What did Hinduja say? Hinduja says, where is the chat? Yes, Hinduja says A is empty minus 2 and B is empty minus 3. That is absolutely correct, Hinduja. That is absolutely correct. Anyone with an answer? I'm still waiting. So I got the first answer. And as soon as I get my first answer, I would be starting with my solution as well. S is displacement, is SI unit is L, dimension is L. Yes, Vignesh, you are also correct. A is unknown, so I'll write A as A. Remember, A is not acceleration, unknown hai. T is time, so I write it as T squared plus half is a number, forget about it. B is unknown, so B comes here, and T is time, so T cubed. Now remember, this is L, dimension of L. Simple question, we have already studied it in important points. What should be the dimension of this entire thing, this entire box? What should be the dimension of this entire box? What must be the dimension of this entire box? It should be L. Why it should be L? Logic must be there because left hand side should be equal to right hand side. So this also must be equal to L, and this also must be equal to L because length can only be equated to length. Yes, Sai Darshak, that's correct. So A into T square must be L, B into T cube must be L. That's our answer. So A into T square, I hope everyone is getting me, is equal to L. This simply gets me A will be equal to LT minus 2. A is LT minus 2. Similarly, B multiplied by T cubed must be equal to L. That gives me B as LT minus 3. Am I clear with this concept? How did I arrive at this result? We have used whatever we have learned. Left hand side must be equal to right hand side. Two dimensions can only be added when they are similar. So we have combined everything and we have solved the questions. Anyone with a doubt in this, please raise your hands. Else I'll give you one for your practice. No doubts? That's brilliant. I am moving on to a last example of this, and I expect that you are able to solve it. Question number 3. Again, I start with a similar thing. S is equal to AT plus A by B T square plus A B by C into T. Now this equation is dimensionally correct. I'm telling you this. S is displacement. A question mark, T time, A question mark, B question mark, A question mark, B question mark, C question mark, T is time. What is the question? Find out the dimensions of A, B, and C. Question is very simple. 3 unknown quantities. You have to find the dimensions of A, B, C. And your time starts now. I'll wait for the first answer. S is displacement, A is unknown, T is time, B is unknown, C is unknown, T is time. Get me the dimensions of A, B, and C. Chaturi says A is LT minus 1. Chaturi, you are correct. A is LT minus 1. So the steps would be, I'll write the steps since I got an answer. It's my duty to help everyone out. Vignesh also got. So the step, I'll write the step. Step number 1, find the value of A. Step number 2, find the value of A के बाद निकलेगा B. बच्चों, please listen to me very carefully. Third step will be find the value of C, and fourth step would be stay happy. Stay happy. Yeah. Once you get the answer, you must be happy about it. So fourth is stay happy. So Hinduja says LT minus 1 B is T. Third one is also there. Please get the answer fast. I'm getting anxious for your answers. And I will start my solution now. And you also keep on solving it. C is also, Vignesh is getting me C as well. Vignesh, I don't know the dimensions. I've just made the question. Let me see whether the answers are correct. I will also solve it in front of you. So this is L. So this box must be equal to L. We all understand this. This box must also be equal to L. We all understand this. This box must also be equal to L. We all understand this. The first step would be to get the value of A. How would I get the value of A? A multiplied by T is length. This implies A ka dimension would be LT minus 1. First step done. Congratulations. Second step is A by B multiplied by T square must also be equal to L. Now that means B becomes A T square by L. A is LT minus 1 into T square divided by L. This should give me the value of B. What is the value of B coming? What is the value of B coming? Let me put it in a box. B is coming as T. B is coming as T. Find the value of C. I'll do it here. So A, B by C into T should be equal to L. Let me make a box. This implies C becomes A, B, T by L. Solving this, you must get the value of C. What is the value of C? A is LT minus 1. B is T. This one is T. Another one is L. So C also becomes T. Everyone got this? Yes. So answer of A is LT minus 1. B is also equal to T. And C, gentlemen, is also equal to T. Everyone got the same answers? Anak says yes, sir. It's a very simple thing that you have understood. You have applied whatever we have learned at one place. How many people got happy at the end of the question? How many people got happy? Can I have some raise hand? 1, 2, only 2. Shame. 3, 4. Only 4 people got happy. Not good. 2 by 3 are happy. Okay. Vignesh said 2 by 3 happy. Okay. Vignesh, I understand your anything. See, it's a very simple thing. 12 people, 13 people. Great. Stay happy. See, you will get the recordings of the video. There are lots of questions in your notes that I've given to you. There are questions in DPP. Mark my words, beta. Mark my words. Please mark my words. If you are even able to solve 30% of questions of DPP, 30% is very less. And 40% of the solved examples. There are a lot of solved examples, beta. Mark my words. You will have this recording forever with you. After 2 years, when all of you clear your JEE and NEET, then I'll ask you. If you are able to solve even 30% of the questions of DPP and 40% of the solved examples, you will sail through. You will clear the exam. I assure you that. So practice. I've given you 2 or 3 examples. and I'll move forward. There are lots of examples in that thing. Do you want one more example or shall we move ahead? What do you say? You want one more example? Of you want one more example? Is that so? You want one more example? Okay, let me see. Let me take one of the solved examples. Okay, I'll just take inspiration from here, but here this question you will not be able to do it because it is of quantities that you don't want to know. Okay, this one is your solved example. Solved example number 11 is what we are solving here. Solved example number 11. If you have that PDF, go to problem number 11. This is problem number 11. And the problem number 11 says F is equal to, I'm noting it down, I'm doing it from the sheet itself, AT plus BT squared. So I'll read the question. A force F is given by F is equal to AT plus BT square, where T is time. Find the dimensions of A and B. And this question appeared in Banaras Hindu University, which is an IIT right now. So it's a question for IIT. Banaras Hindu University had this own exam some years back. Now it's an IIT BHU, they call it. So it's a question from IIT BHU or AFMC. AFMC was an exam where for medical students. F is AT plus BT square. Question number 11. Find the dimensions of A and B. F is force. Waiting for the answers. Jayashankar is raising hand. I guess it is from the previous question, Jayashankar. If you have any doubts, please come up to me. I'll help you out. Waiting for answers here. Problem number 11. Waiting for answers. Let me have the first answer. Who gets me the first answer? Hinduja, Ajay. A equals to M into L. M into L. Yes. A equals to M. Now you say MLT minus 1. MLT minus 1 looks better. Hanak says MLT. Don't rush. B is ML. Since I have the sheet in front of me, I can tell you the answer from the sheet. You'll be surprised to see the answers. What are the answers here? The answers are A happens to be, I'm writing it from the sheet, MLT minus 3. And B is MLT minus 4. Everyone made a mistake. How come? Okay, let us solve this. Very simple. Is given in your book as well. So this dimension is MLT minus 2. Dimension of 4. Don't tell me how I got it. A ka dimension I don't know. So this is A multiplied by T. T goes here. So A becomes MLT minus 3. So the book ka answer, sheet ka answer is absolutely correct. I know what mistake you made. Everyone cancelled like this and got me the answer of ML. Yes, I know what mistakes are you going to make, beta. I have been teaching for the last 20 years. I know what mistakes you are going to make. That is the mistake everyone makes. Small mistakes are going to harm your chances to get. So be careful. Do not rush for the answer. Think, take your time. I told you now, right time is the third step. We are only on the first step, right concept. Apply right concept. Forget about the right answer. Forget about the time. If you can make it fast, it's very good for you. If you can't, just get the answer. Just apply the concept. Answer will already come. Now what about B? So F is MLT minus 2. That must be equal to B multiplied by T squared. Don't cancel the problem from here like this. No, that's wrong. So B becomes MLT minus 4. We got this? Everyone got this? Yes, sir. One more problem so that everyone becomes happy. And this is problem number 13 from your sheet. Question number 13 from your sheet, and I hope everyone gets this one. Force is X divided by D. F stands for force. This is your sheet, problem number 13. And it came in DCE. DCE was Delhi College of Engineering. It is still Delhi College of Engineering. And its exam was one of the toughest in my times. This is from DCE 1993. I gave IIT in the year 1997 and 6. So one of the toughest exam. And this was the question in the exam. F is X by D. F is force. D is density. Get me the value of X, not the value of X. Get me the dimensions of X. Your time starts now. Waiting for the answer. Waiting for the answer. Looking at the sheet, I have the answer as well. Do you want me to tell the answer? That will be answer. MLT minus 2D. MLT minus 2D. D is density. You must know the dimension of density. If you don't know the dimension of density, answer is M squared L minus 2T squared. That is the answer given in the sheet. Let me solve it for you. Let me solve it for you. Answer. So force is X multiply X divided by D. So I can write the dimension of X as force, the dimension multiplied by D ka dimension. D is density, beta. Yes, Vignesh, I think you are correct. Now force ka dimension is MLT minus 2. We all know this. Density is the word that density is a term that you must be knowing. It is mass per unit volume. So mass divided by volume. Volume is L cubed. So this becomes the dimension of density. Multiply both and you end up with ML minus 2T minus 2. So that is the answer that you must end up with, which matches with the answer given in the sheet. We agree on this? We agree on this? Shall we move ahead? Shall we move ahead? Did I make a mistake? Oh, sorry, M square. Sorry. I made a mistake, M square. M into M is M square. Everyone can make mistakes. So M square L minus 2T squared. Shall we move ahead? We had done three, and again, beta, there are not many questions here. As I can see, question number 14 is also of this same type. Question number 15 is also of the same type. 16, 17, 19, too many questions over here. I would request you to solve these questions. Can I expect you to solve this? Questions that are given in the sheet, which are solved already? Yes. As I told you, learning is a two-way process. If we both help each other out, we would be doing a very nice job. Okay. So now that takes us to the fourth. Okay, by tonight you will complete. Great. Now we move on to the fourth use of dimensional analysis. And the fourth use of dimensional analysis is to find or derive empirical formula or equation of physical quantities. To derive empirical formula. Have you heard the word empirical? In chemistry, you might have heard this word empirical formula. Now, what do you mean by this empirical formula? Now, let us take an example. Okay. Yes, Vignesh says he has heard about it. Let me just try to make you understand what is this empirical formula and how do you go about it. For example, if you are a scientist, and I hope that most of you become scientists. If you are a scientist and you conduct experiments, suppose you are conducting an experiment and you are trying to understand, you are applying a force on a body and then you are trying to see on what all things it depends on. So you find out that force applied on a body depends on its area. That is the first thing you have found out, area. Yes, it depends on its area, it depends on its density, and it depends on its mass. You have done an experiment and you have found out that the force acting on a body depends on its area, density, or mass. But by not knowing anything else, you must be able to derive a formula for force. How you do it, we'll discuss it in the next class. Or take another example. You must have heard about centripetal force. If we have not, we'll discuss it in the coming classes. Centripetal force is also a form of force. It is the force on a body which is moving in a circle. Centripetal force acting on a body, I have conducted some experiments and I found out that it depends on mass of the body, m. It depends on the velocity of the body, v. And it depends on the radius of the circle, r. This I have found by experimentation, some experiment I have conducted beta. And I found out that the force depends on mass, velocity, and radius. Now, the question is, what can be the formula for force? What can be the formula for force? I only know that force acting on a body, moving in a circle, depends on mass, velocity, and radius. Can we find the formula for force? Using what? Using dimensional analysis. Using dimensional analysis. Yes, the answer is mv squared by r. We have seen it 2 or 3 times in our class discussion. Now we'll try to derive this formula from just the knowledge that force depends on m, v, and r. So we'll do it in the next class. I'll end today's class over here. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Else, I'll just finish the class here. Bye.